Hi everyone, hi family, bonjour tout le monde, Ujani, Tumelang, Ikai, Jambo to all my Tanzania, Congo, everyone out there. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Swahili Bibi channel here YouTube. Yay! Guys, I'm so blushing before I talk about this. Guys, please don't be harsh on me. This is me. This is what I feel. This is what my thinking is, not you. Whatever you say bad in the comments, I'm not going to focus in bad comments. Here in my channel, I'm here to write my story. Hope you're writing your story as you are my subscriber. So guys, bonjour tout le monde. Ok, soyez les bienvenus sur YouTube. La vidéo elle est là tozaka kitolo babilo ko 10 o tulinga na Afrique d'ici o esepisanga o etushanga o ezanga nganaza anazo koma histoire nanga. J'espère yope o komeyo histoire mutu va changer. So guys, as I said, as you can see, my title is today I'm talking about 10 things that I love about South Africa. 10, as in French they say these meanings 10. So number one, let's talk about education in South Africa. Let me just be honest, you know, I know my Congolese people, they can insult me in Facebook. That's what they do. So let's talk about education. Education in South Africa, I feel like is number one, is on the point, you know, whether you go to college or varsity is number one. And then in South Africa, even in high school, so it's very hard for you to let's say it's very hard for you to make a fake. Let's talk about matric, right? It's very hard for you to make a fake matric result. But in Congo, things like that is very easy, you know. Let's say I do not go to school or grade 11 or grade 12, then I decided that I want to have matric. I just have to go to one of the school, look for one of the professor, give him money, maybe $200 or $100. That means like maybe 1.5 rand or 3,000 rand or 4,000. It depends of the school and the professor how much you ask. So in Congo, things like that, like matric, it's easier in Congo to buy, but in South Africa, matric is, you cannot buy it, because if you have to buy your matric, you have to go to education. It's like long process to go. You have to have so much money. But I feel like in South Africa it's very hard to buy a matric. And then the good thing, when you start here, everywhere you go in the world, they do recognize your result. Like let's say your diploma, they do recognize your diploma everywhere in the world. But in Congo, when you study in Congo, let's say you did matric in Congo and you are here in South Africa maybe to study medicine or maybe other career and stuff, so it's very hard. Maybe they'll make you to go back to do your matric, or maybe they're going to reject you. So it's like in a way, like in South African matric is like number one in the world. In Africa, no. Okay, in Africa, South Africa is like among the 10 top of the school. That's what we talk about. So number two, infrastructure. I don't know if I'm saying it right, guys. You know your girl, yes, sometimes it does break some English words. So infrastructure, hey, that's a very hard word in English. Okay, I forgot to tell my Lingala people. So guys, na Afrique d'ici le rebusna bi eza école na Congo eza facile pour na kosomba diplôme, but na Afrique d'ici eza facile o kora osma diplôme te ya o corrompre nani o banda wa posuka po ba papier no eza par-ci par-là ba corriger za ka mutu mota corrigeant, donc eza passe pour na somba diplôme. And then we will pour na infrastructure za okola. Yeah, so let's talk about infrastructure. So infrastructure is like, you know, in South Africa, everywhere you go, it looks everywhere. When you see standard of South African airports and then standard of like overseas airport is almost like the same. South African reach those top standard of the like. Let's just talk about the airports, right? You know, I'll try to look for Congo, our airport, how it looks like, and maybe Nigerian airport as well. And then South African airport is like it's higher standard, just like everywhere, like out there in the world, like overseas, they almost got the same standard of the airport and then you go to the road, you know, South African, everywhere the car can go, you know, every place, it doesn't matter where you are. Even I don't know about the village, but let's talk about the township. In Congo, we also have like some community, like a township. So you'll see like some places the car doesn't go, some cities or some city, what do you call like, oh, it's a city, yeah, okay, some location the car cannot enter, some streets the car cannot even enter because whether the road is too small or whether there's too much like dustbin or dirt or water going on. So like some streets the car cannot enter. But in South Africa, almost everywhere in South Africa, if you take a picture in, let's say in Cape Town, Durban, even Pretoria, we got those beautiful places in Pretoria and Joburg. When you take a picture, you ask somebody this is South Africa, people won't believe that is Africa, because some people in overseas they think like Africa is like, yeah, it's like monkeys live there and stuff like that. But yeah, so I feel like South Africa is like on top, you know. Let's say okay, one other days we were comparing, me and one of my friends, you know, in France there's some like parking, there's some like park, you know, those playing park where kids go and stuff like that. One of South African park was even the best than the one in France. So somehow, someway, South African, some places when you put it in overseas, you can't believe that this is in South Africa. Especially when you are in Cape Town, you feel like I mean overseas. So the whole that beautiful, everywhere looks wowy. And then the good thing also, that is our number 2. So our third thing that to talk about South Africa, that I love about South Africa, is their culture. Oh my gosh, I don't know in other African country, but I've been in South Africa. I feel like Congo and South Africa, South African people, they embrace their culture. That is what, yeah. Okay, South African, okay, when it is like a cultural day. You know, when it's their cultural day, you see everywhere. They even have those things like they call cultural day. When most of our country we come from, we don't even have those things. Vintage, what they call it, vintage. I forgot the word. Yeah, our country, some of our country where we come from, there's no that such like, yo guys, there's no outside here because I'm close to the window. And so some of our country where we come from, there's no such like you celebrate your cultural day. But in South Africa, they celebrate their cultural day, and then it's like kind of like a holiday. Because it's holiday. Most is like half day and stuff like that. So most of our country where we come from, we don't really celebrate our culture. It seems like kind of way like we don't even embrace our culture. But South African people, they have like a day that they celebrate culture days when they will dress, everyone dress different way. Like let's say a Tonga will wear like a Tonga's sutu, my favorite sutu, they wear like sutu, and the Zulu they wear those like animal thing, and with the, you know, it's like, and then you see everywhere you go in the streets they wear the same. And then also in what you call this, even the mall, even the whatever in the working place, you see everyone is dressed different because it's the cultural day. So I would just hope like even our country also do the same thing. So look, when I've heard this, cultural day na ba to ba celebrate ba de kolo na bango. Donc ils ont un jour ba ça ka jour ba celebrate ba coutume na bango. E kolo coutume na éviter. But omona muno na ba ni mungalo lati bilamba ko bangala balata ka ba Congo balata ko ba Congo do bo celebrate donc be kolo na bine et tout. Ils appellent jour même si appellent cause férié, n'est c'est ça férié but moi na Fred tamboka ba ninga ba pesa ka lokumu na coutume na bango. And so that's what I love about South African people. And you see also, I love also their look. And you know, South African, when you see South African people, majority of South African men or women, they have those dreadlocks. You know, and then they look so, you can see a lady, beautiful lady with a beautiful skin and beautiful body, hallelujah. And you see with the dreadlocks, even the kids, when you see a South African, you see like dreadlocks, according to me, because majority they gonna love dreadlocks and they take care of it so nice and they're proud of to walk. But in Congo, when you have such like dreadlocks, it's like somebody who take weed, like somebody who's the thief, like, you know, just they treat you like different way. Even like my child, right, my boy, he has a lot of hair, and then I want to make him like to have some locks, some dreadlocks and stuff. And then some people they start telling me that my baby is going to be a gay. Some people are saying like, why are you leaving your child his hair like that, is disgusting. Like, you know, people treating like, you know, as a mom you feel like you feel so pain, and another mom is saying things like that to you. So you know, Congolese people, we got those things like bad mouth other people's kids. But then when it comes to South Africa, that's what I love about them. You can see they are free to do anything they want to their kids. You know, I know that I'm a Congolese. I can do anything I want to my kid. But you see another parent and come badmouth you. So South African, that's what I love about you guys. The way you embrace your culture, your clothes, your hair. Oh my God, if we can swap some country, I'll be the first one to swap. Hallelujah. No money, but mu basi Africa. Mo na basa mo ba locks na bo basa ba suki na mo. Mu to lo biza tike biso wa Congolese so ti mo na locks. C'est que mon na oza voyou. Mwana nakoza pede, mwana nakoza en plus mwana eza mama mutazolo babona mwana baninga. Hey, anytime we speak evil against my children should not prosper until the 5th generation. Amen. So we talk about the culture, that's number 3. And then number 4, about one thing that I love about South African is their language. South African, they embrace their cultural language. I cannot say local language, but it's like in the culture, like a Tonga person can speak Tonga, and then their generation, they do speak a Zulu. But in Congo, we don't do, like me, I don't even know how to speak my mom's tongue or my father's language. Okay, some of my cousins, they can speak like my father's language, but I can't. I don't even know how to speak, maybe because I did not see my mom speaking, or maybe my father never speak that to me. But sometimes our grandfather tried to say some words, but I couldn't pick that once, you know, small things and stuff. So like in South Africa, the good thing that I love about you guys, it doesn't matter how rich you are or how poor you are or where you live, but majority of South African, if South Africa, let's say that 99% of the country, they speak their home, their mom tongue. 99%. Also, I love also Nigerian. Most of Nigerian also, their kids also, they can speak their Igbo, their what. So that's what I love. You know, I wish to teach my child my mom's tongue beside of our natural language, that is French and Lingala. Not those, like my mom tongue, like, you know, I'm Mungala, speak Lingala, those Lingala na ba Kanzawana. You know, my father is Muyaka, speak those Mutabandu, and my mom is mixed. So that's what I love about South African culture. You guys, you know how to embrace your language. You can teach your child, even a child at home, you speak your language Zulu, and then when you go to school you speak English. And that is the good thing that I love about this country. And then so then I love South Africain. Omona bana bon baloba munoko mboka na ba. Okay, biso wa Congolais, pas tout le monde bana na sote baloba munoko mboka par baluba. Na soki pe wuti na ba Congo, wuti na ba ville, na ba village kam. Ba so za na Kinshasa ba na kin to lebi ko ba ta munoko mboka ba para na so ata mukie. A part baluba nde ba to ko sa ba na munoko mboka muluba ta za wapi. Ata za ni mwana ko beta chiluba. So that's so, and then our 5. Okay, I'm looking down because I wrote some things because I didn't want to baba too much, because me, I like babbling too much. So number 5, let's talk about the freedom. Yeah, freedom that South African people have. You know what I'm talking about, freedom. You know, like in South African, yeah, that I see when your child get pregnant, when they pregnant your child, that kid can still go to school, continue her class. Okay, if she doesn't want. Okay, let's say if. Okay, the parent, how can I say it? The way it makes sense. Okay, when the child get pregnant, that kid can still continue to go to school. Even at school, they're going to accept the child. You know, that's the freedom thing. And then you see a child who's young can be able to work and be independent, can live by herself, take care of herself somehow, and have a kid and raise her own kids and okay. And then the good also thing that I love about South Africa, when somebody pregnant your child, you don't just have to take the child to that person's house, to the boyfriend's house. So South African people, they keep their kids at home, they raise them, they take care of their grandchild, and then the kid can still go to school, the parents take care of them and stuff like that. But when it comes to Congo, when they pregnant you, the moment that you find out that you are pregnant, your whole entire family, even some people you don't even talk to, they don't even support you. You know, they don't even take care of you, but they'll come that day, they'll take care of you. They're going to leave you to the boyfriend's house. You're gonna live there, no matter what. Sometimes maybe you find out that the boyfriend is suffering, is very poor. You're going to stay there, and you're not gonna come to your house, because it's like you bring like a shame to the family. You're gonna live there until when you give birth, and then they're gonna do some traditional things, like give some alcohol, and in a way like say apology and stuff, then you can come back. But majority, you end up by staying there, you end up by having second child, and then your life is just finished. But South African people, they don't do that. It doesn't work like that. Your kid can still go to school until when like he's 9 months or 8 months, and then he can't go to school. Then he stay at home. And even at school, they're going to accept her. Yes, it's gonna not be easier because we're an African people, but then the majority of people, they're going to be happy with her. But in Congo, when you're pregnant, you can't even go to school. School is going to kick you out. You can't be in classroom. Your family, they're going to kick you out of their house to go stay with the boyfriend. And if that boy's parents, they don't accept you, you end up by being in the street to stay with friends. You know those things, like that's what I love about South Africa. That's certain things that I start learning and start changing me as a human being. So elo na linga na basi d'Africain zake mwana monga taba sente mwana mona ba ne biso zo toke otika mwana epa mobali ata famille na bazo souffrir otika ba mwana ka kuna zo nyoka ke basi d'Africain za la bongote. Bakoko actually ba mama ba bokola bana ba bakoko mwana nga ba sente nazwi mwana nga na bokolize mise mesi après nazwi koko nanga akomova nanga mwana nga a continuer classe yango no mona ke basi d'Africain basi ebele basi d'Africain baza indépendant basala ba vina bango. So guys, that's why you see South African women that are dependent because of that. But then most of us, when you get pregnant, your life is ended. It's only up to you now to work hard, or the guy that's pregnant, or maybe you find somebody good who take very good care of you, and then you pick up life. And then that is the 5th thing. The 6th thing that we talk about, the 6th thing that we talk about South African. Oh, when you see South African, when you talk about South African, you talk about Rebecca. South African people can sing. Oh my God, those people can worship God. Oh, I forgot those songs. South African people can worship. I remember I was at school. I used to go 7-day Adventist church school, and then every Saturday is a Sabbath day, and then when we have like church, you can feel the Holy Spirit from the ground to on top. At school, when they're playing music, okay, when they put those the song like what you call Kosisi, people don't care. But when they put like Jehovah is your name, Jehovah, when they put like those names, you will see how people are singing. You can see how people are taking some tono, alito, those soprano. I don't even know how those singing because I'm not a good singer. So yeah, South African people can worship. Those people, they know how to sing. When I see South African people how they worship God, I feel also like they're a little bit like American, because they're free. Even when they're in a church, you see they are free. They're wearing their trousers, they're wearing their skirt. What is them? Not too many. It depends of the school, the church that you go. But you see they are free. You can even see somebody have tattoo and is praising the Lord. You can see somebody with a lot of praising. And but when it comes to Congo, when you're a choir, you have to live decent. You should not have a lot of praising. You should not have like some funny hairstyle, so forth. So like somehow also Congolese, we can worship God in our way. But I just feel like South African, that's what I love about this country. Oh my God, guys, you must just adopt me, give me citizenship. I beg. If I was Nigerian, I could have said I beg. Oh. So even at the hospital, sometimes when you go to a hospital, like one I went to stay Biko by the maternity side by the maternity side, before they start praying, and you can see the way they're singing. Oh my gosh. Keep it. Na Afrique d'ici, et l'osso talelo na linga pour mon papa baby ko yemba ba sud africain. Papa so ba besi ba alito ba tono. So ba bi on tono. Ba base ba nini ba sud africain ba yebi ko yemba ba yebi ndeni ba kumisaka nzambe. What is that music mukiza music ya nzambe. Biso ka ateka ka ndombolo eka. Okay, so guys, and then now that was the 6, and then number 7, number 7, let's talk about the independent that women are in South Africa. South African lady to me, I feel like the women, they are more rich than the men, majority, or maybe they are more educated than the men. Okay, that's according to me. Please my handsome men out there, my gentlemen, please don't insult me. I'm just a lady, I'm trying, you know. Okay, that's what I see around me. Because you see, like South African women, you can see a lady, you only have a child, you're taking care of a child, and you have your own house, you live in a big house with a nice, yeah. So you see the lady for South Africa, they do work, they do take care of themselves. Let's say if like the woman of, let's say the lady, if is suffering married, you see South Africa, it's very easy for them to divorce. He just divorce and go, because he know how to make money, he does contribute. But as Congolese, when you are in married and then you are suffering, you stay and pray, you know, because we don't do anything like this. You don't work, you just stay at home, you depend on your husband. And then imagine if you depend to somebody, how the frustration that the person can get. So like that's the one thing that I love about South African women. They're independent, they can provide, they're breadwinner as well. They come with 50%, the husband also come with 50%, they contribute, they put, if they buy house, everyone put the money, everyone have his own things to do at home. Not like us Congolese, just sit at home, you don't do nothing. Your husband do almost do everything in the house. That's the good thing that I love about South African lady. So that's our number 7. Now we're going to our number 8. Number 8 of what I love about South African, guys. Okay, don't judge me. I just feel like South African got nice food somehow, somewhere. Beside those pap and milk, that's where doesn't go to us. I love. Oh my God, chisa nyama. They call it. I'm saying that right? Chisa nyama. Ha! South Africa, they know how to braai. They know meaning of braaiing a meat when they use the meat, with beer. Oh my gosh. When you go to location like township, there's a place like in township. When I went to Cape Town, there's a place that in location, they have like that big sisha nyama. They can braai their meat. And the good thing how they eat their food, they have some pap meat, some gravy, and then they do have like salad, and their food is beautiful. Okay, they don't have much as we do. Okay, but South African, if you are disagree, please just comment below. Let's fight there. I know you guys how you come back, but I feel like other African countries like West Africa and stuff, we do have a lot of food in South Africa, because South African food is easier to eat. Congolese food, some other food South African people cannot eat. You can feel like it's grass. Food like pondu and stuff, like cassava. So South African, like their meat, they know how to braai their meat. When they make chakalaka for you, if they mix chakalaka and whatever with that meat, their food is beautiful. Okay, South African food is beautiful. And then also their cake, they love sweet things. Their cake, okay, so far I haven't tasted a cake like that when I was in Congo and when I'm here. So their food is number 1. And then let's talk about electricity system. Why did I bring electricity, the amount that I love? Because I was in Congo before, that electricity just go anyhow. You just wake up in the morning, touch the cut, you can go 3 days, 4 days without no electricity, and that is our normal thing. But then in South Africa, they cannot do that. When they do that, it's going to be a much. So we have those systems that called load shedding. When I was in Arcadia, because I used to live in Arcadia, hello, shout to my Arcadia people in Sunnyside. I used to live in Arcadia. I never even heard a word of load shedding. I did not even know. When I go to a place like they're talking about load shedding, I ask them the question, what is that? Oh no, when electricity cuts and stuff like that. I was like, oh. Then when I moved out of Arcadia, now I understand that there is a way that they call load shedding, is like electricity go. But then it's planned. They'll let you know. There's an app that you can download, and then you follow up like the load shedding. Maybe it's go for 2 hours, 3 hours, and then you go to stage. But in Congo, we don't have that. If our government can fix from there, if they can fix a little bit. In South Africa, you go pay like in municipality, and they have a place where to pay electricity. But in Congo, those people means when they follow you in the house, you give them cash like there without no slip that showing that you paid. Sometimes you don't even need to pay. You can just do bypass. You're stealing from outside. Some house the electricity doesn't go because they take this, they take that, they mix it in their house. So that's how they are alive that we live for in some of our countries. So somehow, some way, they think that I love about South African, and I feel like the South African leaders, they are trying and they're working very hard for their country. And I also hope that most of our leaders, if they can just try to focus more in the country and people, then focus more in their pocket, because our leader come poor as being when they're having election, they're poor, but when they become a president and they're living the leadership, they become rich. So that's how it happened. So that's what I love about South Africa. No, by when afraid they see na app local WhatsApp au download oyeba horaire ya courant kena Congo toza na horaire te courant kenda ka air nyoso courant za ka mukie ezaka mukie zalaka eyaka na ba na bosende ba bengango lelo les mukie ko lamba te quel genre ya pays fachi beto bongisa ko to lela bongisa courant. Okay guys, so my last thing on my list. Oh my gosh, my last thing in the list, guys. Don't judge me, don't say hey, why you are like this. Okay guys, let's talk about the public transportation in South Africa. In South Africa, the transport is good. You know, when I can go today in town or Mahaba City, whatever place I know where to take a taxi. There is a taxi. There's like a taxi go for everywhere. And then there's some taxis. Let's say if this taxi go to Joburg, no, let's say if this taxi go to maybe in town, Pretoria town, that taxi cannot go jump when it doesn't have people from Pretoria town. You want to jump to take people from Joburg. I don't know if you guys can understand me. So even here in South Africa, in taxi, they have those rules. You know, when you go this area, you cannot go to that area. No matter what, if you see a lot of people and then your car is empty, your taxi is empty, you don't do that. You know, and the taxi, when you enter, you sit, you are relaxed. You know, there's like a four-seater, there's three-seater, there's two-seater, and so forth. But then the country that I come from, there's no such. You know, there's just a taxi that can contain maybe, let's say, 24 people. It got only 24 seats. In Congo, you're going to put it 48 people. You're going to carry another, but you pay money, you sit like this. And then the taxi, like, you fight for you. You know, like, you fight for you to enter in the car. You fight. Because there's not a lot of transportation and people get to fight. Especially if you are a student, you're going to school, you fight for it. So thank you so much guys for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed. We are way in 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, my South African people. Keep on subscribing. Love you. Bye. My kids are making